Today, I'm back with another physical media challenge video for you all. Today, I'm going to be doing the October challenge, which is me picking out a spooky season movie for each letter of the October month. Now, if you want to participate in this challenge as an audience member, go ahead and leave in the comments below what would be the spooky movies you would pick out for the letters of October. Or if you're a blue tuber out there, definitely go ahead and post a video if you would like taking on this challenge as well. I'm really curious to see everybody's list out there. But let's get right into this one, starting with the letter O for October, and I had to pick The Omen. Now, I didn't want to pick any modern horror movie here, so I went with an iconic classic, and The Omen is so atmospheric and just creepy. The score is phenomenal in it. It's directed really well by Richard Donner. He also directed Superman the movie, so it's just really good filmmaking. And I like how this story is written, where you don't really know, is the kid a spawn of the devil, or is it just a matter of circumstance where there's just terrible things happening around him and other people surrounding him are just getting a ton of bad luck, or once again, is he really pure evil? So I think it rides that line in the middle there, which makes it a more intriguing movie right until you get to the very end though. But there's awesome iconic moments in here, death scenes that are just like jaw-dropping. The All For You Damien scene just jumping off. I mean, that shocked me for the first time seeing it. Then you get other moments where like monkeys are attacking the car savagely. I mean, wow, just memorable moments in this movie. This is a great movie for the month of October. So that is The Omen. All right, next up, we're going to get into the letter C. And this one is going to be a movie. I don't feel like this franchise gets talked about enough, but I still have fun with it for the spooky season. And that's going to be Critters 2, my favorite out of the Critters franchise. Yeah, it's kind of a ripoff of Gremlins. I get that, but the Critters are awesome. I love their design. The puppeteering work with them is great with all the practical effects. And I think Critters 2 takes it up to another level over Critters 1 because there's a lot more havoc these critters are causing, a lot more of them. I mean, when they form a giant critter ball and just start rolling over things in the town, I mean, it's insanity, but it's a really fun movie. I really like Critters 2, so I had to pick out a Critters movie, and this one is just my personal favorite, so that's going to be for the letter C. All right, now on to the letter T. This is a movie I just discovered recently that I don't think gets talked about enough, and that's going to be The Good Son, starring Macaulay Culkin. You also get Elijah Woods in here as young children, but you got Macaulay Culkin's character that's just basically evil, and nobody believes Elijah's character when he's like saying, hey, this guy's doing all these things, they're terrible, he's after these people in the family, and the parents just won't believe it. And Macaulay Culkin, I mean, it's just a different kind of role for him. It is not a Home Alone, laughing good time kind of role. It just completely changes like your perspective out. Oh my goodness, Macaulay Culkin can do something else, something terrifying. And so I think this is a really good, just kind of suspense, horrific type of movie. Just really good for spooky season. And yeah, I just think it's a well-written movie. It's a different kind of movie for sure. But yeah, I think this one more people need to check out, The Good Son. All right, next. Going into our next O, because O is repeated, I'm going to have to go with Omen 2. Yes, Damien, I think this is a really good sequel that doesn't get talked about enough. Now, I don't like it as much as the first Omen movie. I think that one is better because when you do get to the Omen 2, it does become a straight up slasher, and you know for sure that the kid is, the spawn of the devil there. So that gets confirmed right away in this one and becomes a slasher movie. But you do got some gruesome kills in here. For a horror movie, I think it works just fine. And so, yeah, I think this is another good one for spooky season. Can't go wrong with Omen 2. All right, next after that, we are now getting into B, and I'm going to have to go with The Burbs. Now, this one is a fun movie. It's like a dark comedy where you got these weird, creepy neighbors that move into the neighborhood, And basically, you know, Tom Hanks' character and other neighbors are just suspicious of this family, and they want to kind of go investigate what's going on with these neighbors. There's some creepy things happening. And yeah, it just kind of becomes a fun, dark comedy movie like that. It's not super horrific or anything like that. It's not like really graphic. But you know, it's kind of fun. It's kind of like the movie Neighbors. That's another dark comedy, but really good movie. I think Tom Hanks does a great job in here. So this one's probably more easy watching than the other movies on this list, and once again has some decent comedic moments in here. So The Burbs, how to recommend out that one. All right, next getting into E. And I'm going to recommend two movies for this. And this is going to be the Evil Dead collection. So Evil Dead 1 and 2. You got Evil Dead, that is the more horror movie, whereas Evil Dead is more horror comedy. But I think both work really well. Ash Williams is a great character. Practical effects are awesome in this movie for lower budgeted movies. I mean, it's just really gruesome and it just kind of is going to creep you out. But yeah, a lot of horror movies to follow this, you know, take inspiration from these movies. And you got Sam Raimi directing these, and he's just overall a solid director and always has creative ideas and a unique kind of, you know, vibe about him with his filmmaking, getting that horror and comedy mix in. So yeah, I have to recommend The Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2. All right, next getting into our last letter here, which is going to be R. Now, R was a little bit harder for me to think of. I didn't have a ton of R titles, so I had to pick something that was a little bit more suspense rather than horror, but has, you know, inspired horror movies to follow. And that is going to be from Alfred Hitchcock. I'm actually going to recommend Rear Window. Yes, Rear Window. I think right here, that image, yep, Rear Window. That one is an awesome movie. It's one of my favorite classic movies of all time. You definitely got some suspense and mystery to it. There's some romance in there as well. You got some comedy in there. But, I mean, basically this person is looking out his window to try to investigate a murder that he thinks has happened, with all these clues he's trying to follow up on, and to see if this really did happen. Was somebody really murdered? And, you know, do they have the killer out there? So yeah, so it's a really entertaining movie. Like I said, it mixes a lot of genres together, and it helped inspire a lot of movies after it. Like a more modern one is Disturbia, which does get a lot more horrific. So that's why I felt okay counting Rear Window here. Once again, just an amazing classic movie. If you like Alfred Hitchcock, that's my favorite Alfred Hitchcock title, but a really, really good movie. And like I said, it has something for everybody. You got the mystery, you got the romance, you got a little bit of comedy in there, you got the suspense, of course, that Hitchcock is known for. And once again, like I said, inspired other horror movies to follow. So I think Rear Window is a great choice, but I was more limited on ours there. But there we go. That's me completing the October challenge. Once again, I hope to see a lot of other people participate in this challenge and just have fun with this one. But that will do it for me here. Once again, leave in the comments below your October list as an audience participating member. And if you're visiting the channel for the very first time and you love collecting physical media and being part of this awesome league of mega film fans, make sure you subscribe right now. That way you stay entertained and up to date on all the latest physical media topics.
It's all for you!
And if you enjoyed this physical media topic video, click another video to see more. Also like the video, and this is Mega Mike the Movie Man reminding you to make every day a movie day.